Alright, so every time I'm building a team in NU, I scroll past this damn flower necklace and I'm thinking to myself, ain't nobody got time for that. This thing is dumb as hell. I don't even know why it exists, but this is a team that my buddy Skyrander gave me. He told me to give it a try in NU. It apparently works pretty damn well. He usually builds some pretty good teams, so I figured I'd give it a try, and it does have a Comfey on it, which this thing turns out to be an absolute monster, and I've been wrong for not using this thing my whole life. So it's got a lot of interesting stuff on it. Obviously, the setup Comfey with Calm Mind. Then we've got a Choice Scarf Sock, which actually destroys shit. Then there's Tauros, just a heavy offensive monster there. It's also got a Lowland Sand Slash, which is something I don't see myself using too often, but it's nice because it's got the ability to set up rocks and rapid spin. Then it's also got, obviously, Incineroar is just a staple in NU, and then it does have the Fightium Z with the Decidueye, which is nice because not a lot of people expect low sweep, and the Fightium Z actually comes in clutch pretty damn often. So this battle is going to be against Ryan. He's got a pretty solid squad of his own. I am afraid of some pretty big offensive mons like the Choice Scarf Passimian, Vikavolt, along with Dodrio, and obviously he's got an Incineroar of his own. So let's go ahead and just get right into the battle here. So I'm just going to lead off with cold cuts, get some cold cuts, as I really just kind of want to get my Stealth Rock up and see what he wants to go for, as he ends up leading off with his Passimian. So I can't really risk staying in here and dying just to a close combat, because that is just absolutely shatter the hell out of me. So I am going to switch into the Comfey here, as I know this thing can't really hurt me too bad, and I can scare it away with Draining Kiss if it decides to stay in. But he's just going to go for the pivot, which is expected, but I didn't really want to over-predict early on, so he ends up bringing in the Vikavolt here, Vegan Volt, and I am pretty afraid of this thing. It hits really hard. I am actually physically defensive with this Comfey, so I do want to switch out of here, and I decide to go right back into Cold Cuts, who is my special wall, as he ends up going for a Volt Switch, so he's just pivoting all over the damn place, and that actually does a dickload of damage to me. Probably tells me that he is going to be Choice Spec, so that kind of wastes my damn Cold Cuts here. I don't really have much that I can do, as now he goes into the Incineroar, and things are not looking too good here. He's had all the momentum with those pivots, and I decided to just stay in here, go for the Stealth Rock. I figure if he ends up knocking out Sand Slash here, that's fine. I did want to kind of save it for the Dodrio, but at this health, it's really not that useful. So he ends up finishing me off with a Drain Punch there, just sucks it right into his stomach, and that is going to be a dead Sand Slash, which, you know, is kind of sad. But at least this gives me a little bit of momentum here in that I can switch into whatever I want. I decided to bring in my Sock, and I'm just going to go right for a close combat. Able to outspeed that thing, and he doesn't have much to switch into that, so he is going to let that Incineroar go down. He probably should have saved it just to come in and intimidate later. He could have actually gone into the Vikavolt, but he doesn't know that I'm Choice Scarf, so I could have just gone for a Stone Edge. But now he's going to bring in the Blastoise, and I can't do too much to this thing. Don't really feel like punching right in his fat ass belly, so I decided to go ahead and switch into Robin Hood here. I'm thinking he's probably just going to go for a Scald, but he ends up predicting that switch, goes for an Ice Punch, and that is actually going to turn me into a damn Owl Popsicle. So I haven't actually been frozen in forever. Honestly, kind of forgot that that's even a thing, and that really, you know, kind of sucks. But luckily, I actually thaw out first turn, so a short-lived Popsicle at that, but I'm able to go for a Leaf Blade, which does a bunch of damage to this thing. He is going to be able to finish me off with an Ice Punch, but I did enough damage to the point where now this Blastoise is not a problem. And this also sets up a prime opportunity for me to bring in the flowers. So I go into Mistletoe here, and Christmas is about to come early, bitch. So I know that worst case scenario here, he's going to go for a Toxic, and honestly, I'm really not worried about being poisoned because of the fact that all of my moves are going to be draining moves, paired with its ability called Triage. It actually makes all draining moves +3 priority, meaning they're pretty much going to go first every time. So this thing is essentially just fast as hell. So he actually ends up going for a Rapid Spin, gets rid of the Stealth Rock, that's fine. That essentially just gives me another free turn here to go for a Calm Mind. I kind of expected him to stay in, but he's actually just going to switch directly into his Rhydon, as my Lay Necklace over here is just setting up some more Calm Minds, and this thing is about to be scary as hell. So now I'm sitting here at +2 special attack and +2 special defense. That's why this thing has the investment in the physical defense, because now it's just bulky as shit, and now I can just go for a Giga Drain, which he was not expecting me to have, and that is going to be a dead Rhydon. So it's really nice having these healing moves. I'm not going to be able to take much damage from anything with that defensive bulk, and honestly, Comfey is just ready to take some lives. So in comes the Vikavolt. I can just go for a Draining Kiss. That's not quite going to be able to knock this thing out, but after the special defense boost, I can take really honestly anything that this thing would want to throw at me, even if it's Choice Spec. So he ends up going for the Thunderbolt here. It does actually hurt me quite a bit. That's why I wanted to get at least 2 combines up. But now I can just go ahead and kiss the life out of this thing one more time. And that is going to be a dead buggy. So at this point, there's not really much that you can do. I mean, this thing kind of just runs through NU. And this thing is just the most overlooked little bastard ever, honestly. So he's going to go into Juarez here. Dodrio is not going to be able to outspeed me, obviously, because of my ability. So Draining Kiss this thing right in the old neck. And that is going to knock it out. I don't care how many heads you got, Draining Kiss is still going to absolutely destroy you. So I'm sitting here at full HP. And this thing doesn't have too much HP, so it actually is able to gain quite a bit from when you use Draining Kiss. So now he has to go into Passimian, who obviously can't do a damn thing. Even if it had priority, I still have above priority with my ability. So Draining Kiss you. And that's a dead Earl. So hopefully you've learned your lesson. Next time you see one of these Comfeys, just fucking run for the hills, because there's really not much you can do. His last Pokemon is going to be just this Blastoise. So sorry, buddy, but I do have to kiss you under the mistletoe as well. Actually, I clicked Giga Drain. Not that it really matters, but yeah, so this is just a quick video. I kind of want to just upload this for Comfey awareness, because this thing has me surprised in pretty much every battle I use it in. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. Go ahead and hit that like button on this video if you enjoyed. And I will have some more Wi-Fi battles up as soon as possible. Peace out.